Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. Avengers Infinity War is almost upon us. In fact, it's just a smidge over 2 months away now, which is insane to realize. So far, over the course of 18 movies, Marvel has slowly been introducing Infinity Stones in preparation for Thanos' arrival in Infinity War. All except one, the Soul Stone. This video will contain some minor spoilers for Black Panther, as well as some major ones for Thor Ragnarok, so just keep that in mind. Now, before I get started on the theorizing, let's go over where the Infinity Stones we've seen so far currently are. The Space Stone, aka the Tesseract, this is currently in the possession of Loki, as revealed in the Avengers Infinity War trailer. The Reality Stone, aka the Ether, in the post-credit scene for Thor The Dark World, the Asgardians gave this to Taneleer Tivan, aka the Collector. Although most of his collection was blown up in Guardians of the Galaxy by the Power Stone, the Ether is assumedly still in his possession. As for the Power Stone, after the Guardians used it to kill Ronan, it was handed over to the Nova Corps for protection. Next up, the Mind Stone is inside the Vision's forehead. And lastly, the Time Stone is stored inside the Eye of Agamotto, and is currently under the protection of Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. So clearly, the other 5 Infinity Stones have been introduced and established. But there is one that, even though Infinity War is right around the corner, we still don't know where it is: the Soul Stone. There are many theories about just where this final stone is, most of which are very likely. So today I'm going to go over 2 of these theories, and what we've seen in the trailers for Infinity War, and try and figure out just where exactly the Soul Stone is. This is probably one of the more popular ones, which is that it's in the possession of Heimdall, the former gatekeeper of Asgard, with fans saying that it's inside of him, which is why his eyes are orange, the assumed color of the Soul Stone, and how he can see everything as he says he can, with the Infinity Stone giving him the ability to see every soul in the universe. Also, it would explain Thor's weird visions in Avengers Age of Ultron. In them, Heimdall is blind, so it could be foreshadowing Infinity War, where Thanos takes the Soul Stone and therefore his ability to see. Now, this is a very good theory, and it makes a lot of sense, but there are a couple of blows to it. For one, and perhaps the biggest, it has to do with the fact that the Tesseract was stored on Asgard. You see, as I mentioned before, when the Asgardians got the Reality Stone, they didn't hold on to it. They took it to the Collector. The reason they did that, as they said, was because they saw it as just too much of a risk to have 2 Infinity Stones in one place. See what I'm getting at here? Sure, it's certainly possible, if a little unlikely, that Odin just doesn't know that Heimdall has an Infinity Stone. But are you telling me that Heimdall himself doesn't know? I don't know if I can buy that. Heimdall has demonstrated himself to be extremely selfless, and to always put the safety of Asgard as a top priority. So would he really keep the Tesseract around like that if he knew that it would be putting 2 Infinity Stones into one place, and therefore the safety of Asgard at risk? I don't know, it makes a lot of sense, but there's also just little parts of it that make it seem a smidge unlikely. Also, it would mean that during Thanos' attack on New Asgard that we see in the Infinity War trailer, he'd potentially be getting not 1 but 2 Infinity Stones at once. Like I said, it's a good theory and all, but I'm personally liking the sound of the next one much better. I should set out a warning now: this will contain some spoilers for Avengers Infinity War, for sure. At the very beginning of Black Panther, there's a neat scene that nicely explains the history of Wakanda. Starting from the very beginning, it reveals that thousands of years ago, a meteorite containing vibranium crashed into Africa, with Wakanda being built around the crash site. Because of the presence of vibranium, Wakanda not only gained huge technological advancements, but also mystical ones. The presence of vibranium caused the growth of heart-shaped herbs, ones that, when consumed by the person, would give them the powers of the Black Panther. In the trailer for Avengers Infinity War, it becomes clear that something big is going to happen in Wakanda. We see almost all of the Avengers converging there, with them and the armies of Wakanda battling against Thanos' Outriders. The implication is that clearly Thanos wants something in Wakanda, a lot. Some have theorized that this is Vision, but in the Super Bowl spot we see Vision in Wakanda looking very weak and without his Mind Stone. So this seems unlikely to me. So the main theory is that inside the meteorite was actually the Mind Stone, which is not only how the herbs and all that came to be, but also what allows T'Challa to converse with his ancestors, with the Soul Stone allowing the Wakandans to meet with deceased souls. I honestly do think this is very, very likely. It makes the most sense and explains why Wakanda is under attack in Infinity War. Of course, in Black Panther, we never get any hints of this being the case, but it would explain a lot. The only evidence that's kind of against it is the fact that the meteorite and vibranium in general glows purple, not orange, but even that isn't exactly a nail in the coffin for the theory. However, a leaked Avengers Infinity War Lego set may be the real prover of this theory. Now, Lego sets have been very inaccurate before, of course, but I would still say this may very well be major spoilers for Avengers Infinity War, so if you want to avoid that, I'd recommend skipping to this time I've put on the screen. Okay, so there are several sets that seem to be pretty big spoilers. One, titled Corvus Glaive Attacks, seems to imply that Shuri will actually be the one removing the Mind Stone from Vision. Now, in the trailer, we see what looks like Corvus Glaive doing that, and as previously mentioned, a weak and Mind Stoneless Vision in Wakanda. So I'm not sure if this set is true, but it is a strangely specific thing to feature in it if it's not. However, the really interesting one regards the Soul Stone. This is in the Hulkbuster fight set, which, by the way, confirms that it is indeed Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster armor here, which is so awesome. But in it, it says that Falcon is charged with grabbing the Soul Stone and getting it away from Proxima Midnight. So this doesn't necessarily straight up confirm that the Soul Stone is from Wakanda, but if this set is true, and really is a scene in the movie, it does confirm that the Soul Stone is at least in Wakanda at some point in the movie. These sets are due to be released in March, which does kind of make me doubt that they're actually just straight up spoiling the whole movie and their toys months before it actually comes out. So as much as a lot of it makes sense, I think it should still be taken with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, I'd say it's very, very likely that the Soul Stone is buried under Wakanda. Really, it just explains a ton, and is the most plot-friendly way to introduce it and have Wakanda play a role. So, that's where I think it is, but what do you guys think? Do you have your own theories regarding where the Soul Stone is? Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Fuck y'all want from me, y'all don't want money, y'all don't want from me, y'all wanna die.